So before we even jump into this teaching, I would like to do our Moorish prayer. Peace, peace, peace. All my brothers and sisters, all my Moors, my Moorishes, all my empresses. Peace, peace. But we're gonna teach today, man, and we're gonna do something enlightening. I hope my brothers and sisters are willing to listen, man, and I challenge you to study, man. I challenge you to do research, to know who you are, to know we have a divine creed and nationality. But let's get into our prayer. Allah, the Father of the universe, the Father of love, truth, peace, freedom, justice. Allah is my protector, my guide, and my salvation, by night and by day, through his holy prophet, Noble Drew Ali. I want to get one more thing. Let me get my wallet, because today we're going to be sharing all things with our brothers and sisters. Hold on. We don't want to leave no misunderstanding when I'm finished today. And when I say today, no disrespect to no brothers and sisters that's doing their own thing and, printing ID cards. That's fine. But Noble Drew Ali set up a Moorish Science temple. And if we're going to be one, it's just things that go with just the ID. It's things that go with that ID, my brothers and sisters. So, and that's just my humble opinion. And if a person say I'm wrong, that's fine. I'm not here to argue with nobody. I know who I am. I know I'm a Moor. I know I'm part of the Moorish Science Temple of America. I know who my God is within. I know when I say Allah, Islam, I know what that means. So, as I was saying, let's finish up. It also says, divine warning by the Prophet Noble Drew Ali. Prophet warning or warns all Muslims, governors, ordered to read proclamation at each meeting. At each meeting. And so, this ain't me, brothers. You can get mad all you want to. I hereby inform all members that they must end all racial agitating speeches while at work or in the streets. We are for peace and not destruction. Stop flashing your cards at Europeans. It causes confusion. Remember, your card is for your salvation. Failure to obey these orders will be of severe consequences. We are for love, truth, peace, freedom, justice, and my 2 cents, health and wealth. And when these principles are violated, justice must take its course. Any member who or group of members who hold malicious feelings toward the temple or the prophet, or violate the divine covenant of the Moorish Science movement, or violate the divine covenant. You got to look what divine covenant is, Moorish. You got to have the divine covenant. You should know this. We have a divine covenant, the Moorish Islam. We have this. The divine creed of Moorish Islam. You should have this in the temples. We should be saying the same thing when we walk out the house. We are for love, truth, peace, freedom, and justice. And when these principles are violated, justice must then take its course. I gave you that. Any member or who hold malicious feelings toward the temple or the prophet, or violate the divine covenant of the Moorish movement, will receive their reward from Allah for their unjust deed. All true Moors will and must obey the law as laid down to them by the prophet. If they lose confidence in the prophet, and I repeat again, if you lose confidence in the prophet, then they should turn in their cards and their buttons, cease wearing their turban and fez, and return to the state where I found you. When we Moors go around saying we're black and we're colored and we're African American, that's not what this is about. This is a holy and divine movement. Holy and divine movement founded by the Prophet Noble Drew Ali. Brothers and sisters, he built the house. We should live in it and perfect the house, to perfect the temple. And if the prophet is not right, the temple is not right. The prophet, therefore, is sending out a divine pleas to all Moorish Americans that they do their part in protecting the temple. This is an everlasting movement founded by the prophet through the will of Allah to redeem his people from their sinful ways. Noble Khari Goodman Bey, and I got to give this to you. Because when the person asked me, do it make a difference being part of the Moorish Science Temple of America? Yes. You can get yes, you should get nationalized through the Moorish Science Temple of America in Chicago. Yes, yes, you should. To me, it makes a difference. Filing paperwork, anything, it's just what it costs. You get your ID, you get your birth, everything. I mean, it's just what it is. I mean, it's things that come with this, and I'm gonna show you. So that's my humble opinion. You can do what you want to do, but why wouldn't you want to be a part of the Moorish Science Temple of America? That don't even make sense to me. Something that Noble Drew Ali established. Why we always want to do things slick way and beat around the bush and try to think there's another way instead of doing it the way that is established? That baffles me. And I'm not talking about nobody. People can do what they want to do. I love all my brothers and sisters that's Moors. But Islam, this is one of our cards that come with it. This is one of our cards that come with it. And I'm gonna destroy that caps mess. People talk about what that all caps. Man, see, you fighting a battle that you don't even know nothing about. Laughable. Laughable. And I'm gonna show you all this. And then you make a decision. Research. This is your nationality and identification card for the Moorish Science Temple of America, and birthrights. And birthrights. And birthrights. When I be telling more than few or more, you should be able to go to any temple, no matter where it's at. And the temple should be saying the same thing. If they're Moorish Science Temple of America, if they Moorish Science Temple of some Islam or something else, I don't know. I said Moorish Science Temple of America. We're one body. But this is your identification card for the Moorish Science Temple of America, and birthrights. And birthrights for the Moorish Americas, etc. We honor all the divine prophets. Jesus. And he say Jesus because that was widely accepted. That's what you know. But we know it never was a J in the Hebrew alphabet. If we just going by history and language and time periods. Muhammad, Buddha, and Confucius. Brothers and sisters, when I talk about the triple rose, what do you think the triple rose is? What do you think those three rights are? Those three rights are the three religious rights. Come on, man. You don't have to listen to me. Do some research. But Jesus, Muhammad, Buddha, and Confucius. May the blessings of the God, our Father, Allah, be upon you that carry this card. I do hereby declare that you are a Muslim under the divine law of the Holy Quran of Mecca. Love, truth, peace, freedom, justice. I am a citizen of the USA, Noble Drew Ali Prophet. 5933 West Madison, Chicago, Illinois. 60644. Hey, it is what, like I say, we don't do nothing in clandestine, man. This ain't no European masonry. And masonry is not your nationality. Come on, man. We got 3 ID cards when you do it through the temple. And whatever, however you want to take it. I'm just telling you why I did it my way and what worked for me, and why I said if I'm gonna be a Moor and I'm gonna claim it also by wearing a fez and saying it out my mouth, I'm gonna do the thing the right way and go through the temple. That's it. If the temple is not right, you are a Moor, period, for life. That's your birthright. But we are part of something that the prophet set up. So why wouldn't you want to go through where the prophet set up? It's your right. You can do it. I'll give you the information. We have a Moorish Science Temple of America. We have our tax exempt card. What you see, a Moorish Science Temple is not. Yes, we have a tax exempt number. I'm gonna cover it up because you Moor should have it. If you're a Moor, like I say, if you're Moor of the Moorish Science Temple, you should have it. Yeah, we got a tax ID number. I'm gonna cover it up. I mean, whatever. This right. This is our tax exempt card. I mean, just what it is. It's just what it is. If it ain't real, that's a tax exempt number. If it's good fakes, we got paperwork, birthrights. I like it. It's more than just some cards that we can print up. And I'm gonna show you the oath, the amnesty, all that. Here it is. We have our nationality card. You know, our Moorish Science Temple of America. Of a Moorish Science Temple of America. You should be able to get it any temple. Our travel identification card with our travel ID number on it. Our 10105905. I know you know Moors. If you say you Moors, you know what I know I'm talking about. This is something that the prophet established. This ain't me. So when people ask me why does it make a difference, to me, yes, because it comes with something. And so let me finish. It comes with more than just somebody printing you some cards. So one, I'm gonna read my Moorish Science Temple of America, my baptism certificate. This is my baptism certificate from the Moorish Science Temple of America, and I'm gonna read it for you. So you make a decision of your own. You can call them and do everything yourself. We're building. That's what we're doing. We're building here. Secretary of Defense, full agreement, October 12th, 1953, confirmed August 2nd, 1966, file number 1-17, Washington, on the 25th December, the Pentagon, Moorish Science Temple of America, baptism certificate, redeemed surety bond. You see the stamp? Let me see where on the other side. You see the stamp? So I'm going to read it to you real fast. What it says. Moorish Science Temple of America, baptism certificate. It got the temple address, Pulaski Road in Chicago, Illinois. Name given at birth, Khari Hakeem Goodman. Free national name given at baptism, Noble Khari Goodman Bey. True race, Asiatic. Nationality, Moorish American. Religion, Islamism. Date of conveyance, 10/20/2016. Card doc, 10/10/5905. Y'all know what that is, don't y'all? Come on, Moors. Status, free white person. I'm going to break this down to you. Date of baptism, I gave you that. Birth date, security bond, 109/1977, blah, blah, blah. Redeemed surety bond. My mother name, whatever. My father name, whatever. One that possesses the baptism certificate has been redeemed by illustrious prophet Noble Drew Ali and delivered by and fee simple. Fee simple. Write these terms down, man, because not knowing the law is not an excuse. Absolute deed that restore all rights and property. Said person. Write that down. Said person. That's what you sheiks supposed to be. Has been revoked from the St. Peter's Trust and the Magna Carta Charter Christian enrollment that held my person in bondage. My person. My person. I'm going to break that down too. I'm a Muslim of the West, a descendant of Moroccans and born in America. We, the Supreme Grand Body, bestow privileges and benefits and grand dispensation of said persons by birthrights and original inhabitants of north and southwestern shores of a maximum. You see the 1010, you see the number on, you see that, we see what that 1010-05905. I know y'all know what that is. So when I say if we're gonna do things, we do things the right way. We don't try to be slick. And when you go to Chicago, when you go to temples, you are a member of the Moorish Science Temple of America. Something that Noble Drew Ali established. Who cares what somebody's saying? Here go our Allah, our adapt chamber, our 720, our Muslim missionary degree certification, our certificate. I'm gonna read everything today because that's what this is for. We got to know who we are first because we playing. We playing. We are playing. This is real. This ain't nothing fake. Going around bashing, hating on some color, talking about some white man, this and this. This is about who you are. Have nothing to do with no color. Ain't even no such thing as that. Allah, Adapt Chamber, 720, Muslim Missionary Degrees Certificate, Supreme Grand Body and Supreme Grand Council of the Moorish Science Temple of America in Mecca have been vested with sovereign powers by the great God Allah and his illustrious prophet Noble Drew Ali to confer degrees of a Muslim of the West to a person or persons that has been raised 180 degrees from a shallow grave, from a shadow grave, son of a widow in the North Gate. I, Noble K. Goodman Bey, my obligation as a Muslim, MOS Eliam, missionary by free will, the obligation of the nobility of the elect of the Moorish Science Temple of America, teaching the Asiatics of North, South, and Central America to love instead of hate. To love instead of hate. Y'all Moors know damn well this ain't no Al-Islam. Come on, man. Because in Al-Islam and in Christianity, God and man is separate. In Moorish science, God and man is one. I don't care if you call it Allah, Yahshua, Darak, whatever. And you know that's the truth. Because we have a divine creed and a nationality. And if we're not teaching the divine creed and nationality, you tripping. As I travel the burning sands from the east to the west in the 39 celestial steps, with my staff of comfort, my companion, the beast of burden, and my Hebrew master, Logos, you heard me? My Hebrew master, Logo of perfection, I do hereby, upon my Quran, Circle 7, demonstrate my degrees to raise fallen humanity from its imperfections, with the degrees of social duty, justice, charity, gratitude, and sincerity. Sincerity, man, we are noble men. In my travels, Allah, arm, leg, arm, head, guide my feet in love, truth, peace, freedom, justice, and my 2 cents, health and wealth. And I shall not give ear to falsehood, hypocrisy, and deceit. As I travel the burning sands, I possess my charter of warrant. Did you hear that? I possess my charter of warrant and dispensation, my authority to pass through all ports unmolested with my divine rights and privileges. All sons of a Muslim must hold true to its obligation to nobles, Muslims, Mohammedans, by words and deeds. So if you say you are Moor and you going saying it's getting ID and things, why don't you go through the Moorish Science Temple? That's what I don't understand. It's your right to do so, family. It's your right to go through the Moorish Science Temple of America. What I don't understand it. And I'm not here to bash nobody. I'm just telling you who I am and challenge you to know who you are. And telling you, you go through the Moorish Science Temple. You can do anything else. Anybody can create cars. I'm not disputing that. But it's paperwork that come with it. And the Moorish Science Temple, you get all that. Yeah, it costs around $250. That's what it costs me for filing. But that's something that you have to make the choice of doing if it's important to you or not. If it's not, then I'm not talking to you. You do what you want to do. So here go my House of Bey, the title of nobility, the 720 Moorish American Muslim. I said, I'm going to show my brothers and sisters everything. We don't have nothing to hide because I think we got something confused. I think we got stuff confused. And then on the flip side, because I got them in double-sided. So the other side is my 720 Allah, my Allah blessings and protections. Always be upon the House of Bey. Title of nobility, certificate, Noble K. Goodman Bey. Registry of Noble House of Bey. A descendant of the Royal House of Judah. So when you see them brothers on the corner, all right, we the tribe of Judah. We're from the Royal House of Judah, tribe of David. Come on, man. It's double-sided. So I just want to show you brothers. So we don't have nothing to hide. Here go our other one. It's double-sided. First, I'm going to read the 720 dispensation. We the Supreme Grand Body and Council of the Moorish Science Temple of America, deriving its power and authority from great God Allah and his prophet Noble Drew Ali, whom Allah has sent to redeem his people, the fallen sons and daughters of the Asiatic nation of North America. The said Supreme Grand Body and Council is authorized and empowered to initiate and confer degrees. Oh, I gave you that. Blah, blah, blah. Okay, whatever. It says Science Temple of America, its jurisdiction to administer to all true members, all the privileges and benefits to all Muslims of the West. Noble K. Goodman Bey. 720 degrees is hereby granted dispensation of said depth as here to the vast estate and express trust of Prophet Noble Drew Ali and the dominion of Kush, North, East, and South, East Africa, and Northwest and Southwest was his father's dominion of Africa. Old man Kush and his family are the first inhabitants of Africa who came from the land of Canaan, pursuant to the U.S. Department of Justice, BM SHR 144-35-0, which is the agreement. The Adapt Chamber for Noble Drew Ali, 1440. And so I'm going to read the other one. This one I'm reading now is my 720 Allah, my noble decree. We the Supreme Grand Body and the Grand Council of the Moorish Science Temple of America granted sovereign powers by the great God of Allah. We said that. Greetings to whom it may concern. The powers of this charter of warrant and dispensation, this Supreme Grand Body bestow a title of nobility to member Kari Hakim Goodman Bey, that is descended from the Royal House of Judah and of the House of David. So you don't got to argue with nobody dressed up on the corners arguing. You ain't got to argue. I keep telling you, Moorish, your paperwork tell you who you are. You don't argue. You're a noble man. You keep it pushing. By the power of the decree, it is so ordered and commanded by our illustrious prophet, Noble Drew Ali, agents of the Christian Church, the Vatican, or any of the corporations in the Roman Curia, can't molest, trespass, or violate our divine rights granted by the great God Allah. By the powers of the decree, it is so ordered and commanded by our illustrious prophet, Noble Drew Ali, to register all Muslims of the house of El to their title of nobility, pursuant to Leviticus 25:10. By the powers of this decree, it is ordered and commanded by our illustrious prophet, Noble Drew Ali, pursuant to the authority, all Moorish Americans are exempt from prosecution except for murder or rape. You got to understand what he's saying. Not saying you that's against the law or you can just do anything you want. No, that ain't what he's saying. That's why I said you must study, you must be under the right auspices. That's like you want the right man, the right husband, the right occupation. Same thing with your teaching. You get nationalized. That's your birthright. But your teaching should be right. So the next one I'm going to read is by the powers of this decree, it is so ordered and commanded by our illustrious prophet, Noble Drew Ali, to register all nobles of the house of Bey to their title of nobility, pursuant Leviticus 25:10. Because I'm an El Bey. So I just read you the El, I just read the Bey. By the powers of the decree, it is so ordered and commanded by our illustrious prophet Noble Drew Ali. Moorish Americans are of the listen. Let me read this again. Let me rewind. So, because this right here is checkmate. When I tell brothers, you don't have to argue with nobody. It's there for you to study. By the powers of this decree, it is so ordered and commanded by our illustrious prophet Noble Drew Ali. Moorish Americans are of the royal house of Judah, descendants of King David. It ain't nothing to talk about. The inhabitants of Africa are the descendants of the ancient Canaanites from the land of Canaan. I gave you all that. The Moabites from the land of Moab, who received permission from the pharaohs of Egypt to settle and inhabit northwest Africa. They were the founders and the true possessors of the present Moroccan Empire, with their Canaanite, Hittite, Amorite brethren, who sundered the land of Canaan seeking new homes. Their dominion and inhabitants extended from northeast and southwest Africa, across the Atlantis, even unto the present North, South, and Central America, and also Mexico and the Atlantis Islands, before the great earthquake which caused the great Atlantic Ocean. Okay, I need to read this because this is important. I skipped this part. The inhabitants of Africa are the descendants of the ancient Canaanites from the land of Canaan. Old man Cush and his family are the first inhabitants of Africa who came from the land of Canaan. His father Ham and his family were second. Then came the word Ethiopia, which means the demarcation line, which like the Mason-Dixon line or the split line of the dominion of the maximum. The first and true divine name of Africa. The dividing of the land between the Father and the Son, the dominion of Cush, north, east, and southeast Africa, and northwest and southwest was his father's dominion of Africa. In later years, many of their brethren from Asia and the Holy Lands joined them. So I gave you that part. So now I'm going to read the United States of America Free National Republican, 1774, U.S. President Abraham Lincoln, 1863, amnesty oath. See, this all comes with our paperwork, man. So like I say, if our paperwork fake, it's good fakes. It got all our stamps on it, whatever. United States of America. Oh, I, Khari Goodman Bey, do solemnly affirm in the presence of Almighty God that I will henceforth faithfully support, protect, and defend the Constitution of the United States and the Union of the States thereunder, and that I will, in like manner, abide by and faithfully support all acts of Congress passed during the existing rebellion with reference to slaves, so far as not repealed, modified, or held void by Congress, or by decision of the Supreme Court, and that I will, in like manner, abide by and faithfully support all proclamations of the President made during the existing rebellion having reference to slaves, so far as not modified or declared void by decision of the Supreme Court. So help me God. I mean, that's the other one I was reading back with the shield. So, I mean, so it is what you, hey. So now, I'm going to get in our other, more paperwork that come with it. You make it here, prepared by the Grand Sheiks, Moorish Science Temple of America, International Consulate of American Moors, Holy Prophet Noble Drew Ali, founder, 259 North Pulaski Road, Chicago, Illinois, Republic. The number, if you want, 312-966-1770. The other number, 318-946-0656. You know, it got everything on here. The amendments for Khari Goodman Bey Department of Defense, file number 117. Resolution to make amendment to religious corporations, affidavit of organization document. Here we go again at 10-10-5905. Come on, Moors, y'all know what I'm talking about. 521, page 579, August 1st, 1928, AD, 2:52 p.m. Whereas Moors Americans are trust corpus of the Holy Prophet Noble Drew Ali's 1928 fee simple, absolute vast estate. Irrevocable express trust, whereas Moorish Americans are the fiduciary, meaning we are a trust or trustees and beneficiaries of all said trust property. And the property is yourself. And see, this is the thing we got to understand. In a certain area, it ain't going to think you finna go get something. Nothing. You're nothing by yourself. Whereas we are divine Moorish consulate post for the affairs of the Holy Prophet, Noble Jew Ali, and the Moorish Science Temple of America. So when you are, you're not representing you, you represent the Prophet and the Moorish Science Temple of America. Moorish Science Temple of America, International Consulate of American Moors, Holy Prophet Noble Jew Ali. I gave you all this. Let me finish. Ecclesiastical body, politic, and local government. Moorish Bureau of Enrollment and Affairs. Moorish allodial title deed. Commercial affidavit of convenience, adoption, and enrollment. Adoption and enrollment. I solemnly affirm that the Holy Prophet Noble Jew Ali and Moorish Science Temple of America, as holder in due course and claimants of equity and fee simple absolute of the North and Southwest of Mexico, has redeemed me as a creditor. Chapter 47, subscribed and sworn to before me on the 26th day of December, 130 DA 2016, Kari Hakeem Goodman El Bay. This affidavit proved that I am a beneficiary and adherent to the present Moroccan Moorish Empire. In other words, it makes me the landlord and creditor of fee simple absolute. Islam. The Europeans have been the custodians over our government and land. Our ancestors have given them that authority until we woke from a sleep. I personally give thanks to the European for the protection, upkeep, and development of our land described in our Holy Quran, Circle 7. Come on, y'all know where it is. Divine instruction from the Prophet. Egypt, the capital empire of the Dominion of Africa. I mean, it's in the Circle 7 Quran. That's why I said I can just show you, I can just help you get there. Oh, I forgot. Let me show this. I'm going to show everything. This is why I say for me, it was important for me to go through the Moorish Science Temple of America. A person can do whatever they want to. But are you a part of a gathering of a people that's on notice? That's the question. And you should ask that. You should be able to look that up. You should be able to look everything up. Holy Prophet Noble Jew Ali, holder in due course of entire adhesion contracts of person through redemption, by adoption, enrollment, and conveyance, with proclamation of nationality, divine constitution and bylaws, Act 6, with us all members must proclaim their nationality, and we are teaching our people their nationality and their divine creed, that they may know that they are a part of a parcel of the said government, and know that they are not Negroes, colored, black folks, black people, or Ethiopians, because of these brands or these brand names were given to slaves by slaveholders in 1779 and lasted until 1865 during the time of slavery. But this is a new era of time now, and all members must proclaim their free national name to be recognized by the governments in which they live and the nations of earth. This is the reason why Allah, the great God of the universe, ordained Noble Jew Ali, the prophet, to redeem his people from the sinful ways. Redeem, bring us back. He didn't say created nothing. Redeem, bring us back. The Moorish Americans are the descendants of the ancient Moabites who inhabited the northwest and southwestern shores of Africa. Holy Quran, Circle 7, Chapter 47, the Egypt, the capital empire of the Dominion of Africa. Fee simple absolute, by metes and bounds. The inhabitants of Africa are the descendants of the ancient Canaanites from the land of Canaan. You should have this in your Moorish in your Quran. I ain't gonna go over that again. It's all part of your paperwork. All part of your paperwork. Let me get to the good stuff. Egypt, the capital empire of the Dominion of Africa. Beneficiary condition of fee simple absolute vast estate trust. The river now, okay, you should read out loud in your Quran. But I gave you our tax exempt number. What? We got a tax exempt number? Absolutely. I got to cover it up. But you see, let me see, can I hold it up? You see it? I'm covering up. You see where my finger at? I'm covering it up. I'm telling you. But people going around just saying stuff. I showed you my tax exempt ID. Okay, so let's see. The river Nile was dredged and made by the ancient pharaohs of Egypt in order to trade with the surrounding kingdoms. Although the Niger River was dredged by the great pharaohs of Egypt in those ancient days of trade, blah, blah, blah. According to all true and divine records of the human race, there is no Negro, black, or colored race attached to the human family, because all the inhabitants of Africa were and are of the human race, descendants of the ancient Canaanite nation from the holy land of Canaan. What your ancient forefathers were, you are today without doubt or contradiction, Moors. There is no one who is able to change man from the descendants' nature of his forefathers, unless his power extends beyond the great universal creator of Allah himself. These holy and divine laws are from the Prophet Noble Drew Ali, the founder of the Uniting of the Moorish Science Temple of America family. So I'm going to skip on down and I'm going to skip to this. This is for our notary. That is why the nationality of the Moors was taken away from us in 1774, and the word Negro, black, colored, was given to the Asiatics of America, who were of Moorish descent, because they honored not the principles of their mothers and fathers and strayed after gods of Europe, of whom they knew nothing about. This the grantor, the Moorish Science Temple of America, grantee number, the 1010-5905 for notary. This is what it says. On the date, country of, you know the country, on this day, grantor personally appeared before me by the name of Kari Hakeem Goodman El Bey, transferring the foregoing trust instrument to the Moorish Science Temple of America, and grantee, the affiant, is known to be the person described in and who executed the foregoing trust instrument transferred, and I acknowledge that affiant signed the same free and voluntary by deed for the use and purpose therein mentioned. Let me give you some good. I'm still ain't done, Morris. Certificate of adoption. Here our certificate of adoption. Certificate of adoption. So more should be paying attention. You should be writing these numbers down. Be like, okay, let me call. I gave you the numbers you can call. Everything you should check. Moorish Science Temple of America, International Consulate of American Moors, Holy Prophet Noble Drew Ali, founder, 259 North Pulaski Road, Chicago, Illinois, Republic. Number 773-798-6215, 318-946-0656. Certificate of adoption. Claim of an adoption by proclamation of free national name and nationality. Printed full name is Kari Hakeem Goodman on the birth date of the 19th day in the month of January in the year of 91 DA 77 at the time of PM with the birth color or race which is then on your birth certificate is black, has been adopted by the claimant and proclaimed the race Asiatic. That's what Obama was saying. We don't got to agree with everything Obama said, but Obama told in 2010, he gave you the right of indigenous people. You have the right of a nationality and the right to change it. The rights of a kid. All this stuff is law. The right of indigenous people. But you're not listening. You arguing with your brother. Has been adopted by the claimant and proclaimed the race Asiatic, nationality Moorish American, and one free national name, Bay. For this trust corpus is with the proclamation by the claim of this person, born in the city of Hillsborough, in the county of Hillsborough, in the country of the United States, in these Union States of America, by these parents, parties, parents' mother name, my mama name printed father's name, my dad name printed, by their unity. For this person adopted is with the knowledge and claim as a member adopted in this ecclesiastical body, politic, and corporate. Oh, I'm going to get into all this. By these truthful language claims. For the person adopted by the claim is within the claim, transfer of rights and interest of the birth certificate, number grantor, TR number, got my birth certificate number, got the sheik's name, everything on there. Hey, you can say what you want. You can argue with people all day about this and that and the other. But Noble Drew Ali built a house. All we got to do is live in it and perfect our house. Moorish Science Temple of America, certificate of enrollment. Certificate of enrollment. When I say when you become a Moor through the Moorish Science Temple of America, you can go to any temple. And like I said, if you're a Moor proclaiming, you should be able to. But if you say you're a Moor, you want to be a part of that. If you have the funds, why not? Because we do. And if it's not important to you, I'm not talking to you. I'm not here to convert nobody or tell nobody what to do. Certificate of enrollment, National Bureau of Vital Statistics. In accordance with the true policies of Noble Drew Ali and President Abraham Lincoln and Andrew Johnson, this document exists as a certification that the individual indication below has taken and subscribed an oath of amnesty and Reconstruction, affirmation of the Emancipation Proclamation with the alliance to the Republic Constitution of the United States of America, including the 13th Amendment with 20 sections and the Holy Covenant of the Asiatic nation. This individual has also proclaimed a free national name, race, nationality, and religion as follows. Peace, 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 peace. And religion as follows. Title, Khari Goodman Bey. Race, Asiatic. Date of birth, my birthday. Date of proclamation, the date I proclamized. Location of proclamation, where the temple at, Chicago, Illinois. Nationality, Moorish American. Place of birth, where I was born, Florida. Religion, old time Islamism. I mean, you ain't got to listen to me. Everybody argue. Ain't no reason to argue. Because if you're more, you have Noble Drew Ali built a house. We live in it. The free national name Bey must be annexed as a suffix. Suffix. No, you're not taking your name off. It's a suffix to the slave family last name of the individual in all public and private records throughout the states and nations, etc. Upon the completion, implementation of sections 16 and 17 of the 13th Amendment with 20 sections to the U.S. Constitution, the individual will receive a full, permanent, ancestral name, assistance through the Freedmen's Bureau Act of 1865, and protections guaranteed under federal mandate through the United States government. Federal classifications. You got all that on here, blah, blah, blah. Come on, man. We don't hide nothing from our family. This is what this is. Do your research. I be telling brothers and sisters, brothers that's telling you stuff, brothers just be talking, and all they talk about is things outside themselves, man, and they say they this, they that, they some sheiks. Okay, well, ask questions. They shouldn't get mad. If they get mad, that's just like a religious preacher. So we're going to touch it. We're going to jump into this a little bit. We're finna jump into this. And if you don't have these laws, I got them. I can get them to you. You need them. You should have this stuff. You should have this stuff. You should have the divine creed of Moorish Islam. You should have this stuff. I got them. Now, let's get into this. Let's get into this. So what, these are the teachings of Noble Drew Ali that are expressed by the Supreme Grand Sheiks. Wad El, these are sheiks in Chicago. You can check them out. Like I say, I don't get down with the person. I get down with what they deliver from the prophet. All that other stuff is made up. I eliminate that. I'm a philosopher, a theosophist. A philosopher. I know when somebody throwing me BS, and I'm not under nobody religious dogma or doctrine. I'm telling you, to become a Moor, do it the right way. And if somebody teaching you bull crap, their own doctrine, you get out of it. You shake their hand and be gone. Just like anybody, just like Khalid Muhammad, just like all of them. He said, I know I'm a Moor. Wouldn't sit up here and tell you I'm not a Moor. But he studied Islam, that was on him. But he got out that machine. If the machine ain't right, you get out of that. You a Moor by birth. That's your birthright. And you should be a part of the Moorish Science Temple of America. That makes you able to go to any temple and find which one that's right for you. But we greet all Moors in love, truth, peace, freedom, and justice. With high honors to the great God Allah, the Father of the universe, and his holy and divine prophet, Noble Drew Ali. But we wish to expound on how the Moorish Science Temple of America was declared and recognized a free national government throughout the earth. And sometimes as Moorish Americans in the new era of time family, we struggle on explaining who we are within such an ignorant and unconscious society, being based in the color of law and the concept of Christianity, family. But in reality, if we teach and do this great work as a government properly does, while running this ecclesiastical body politic and corporate, then people of all levels will understand by our works, by our actions, by our deeds, and maybe fulfill on this divine and national movement as well, family. The Holy Prophet Noble Drew Ali stated, and I quote, family, a beggar nation cannot attain to its highest spirituality. I will keep the Europeans here long enough to teach you how to run a government. This is not me. So let's stop begging for what we should be working hard to retrieve, but retrieve it ourselves Retrieve it ourselves. This is what I'll be talking about, a nation building. What are we waiting for? I'm here. What are we waiting for? We can do this. We can have our own nation. I keep telling them when I be doing lectures with the Europeans, man, it be 50 Europeans, they all give $50. Do you know the number that is? And I can't have brothers come together and do nothing. It ain't about me, it's about our babies. It's about, man, it's about the next generation. This is important. We are a nation. So let's stop begging for what we should be working hard to retrieve ourselves. Because the prophet is, like he said, he's keeping the Europeans, and these are his words. He's keeping these powers here long enough to teach us how to run a government. We should be learning. This is what we should learn how to do. So therefore, this pamphlet has been written, family, to help us realize how serious this divine and national movement is, and to expound on what our mission is collectively. Our mission is to uplift fallen humanity. All nations have missions to fulfill, and we will appoint missionaries to make certain that those missionaries are taken care of, family. Follow me when I speak. So I hope many Moors take from this pamphlet that I'm giving to you. And I said, I can ship this to any of us. What are we waiting for? Why don't we want to learn and study? Why we always got to wait till some European tell us something? And then I destroy that westernized pseudo when brothers be talking about that Anunnaki. And I said, you quoting Stitching. You quoting Stitching, that's pseudo. He ain't read no Samaritan text. Where's that Alexander Stitching book? Zachariah Stitching. They talk about aliens, this. All pseudo. Scholarships tell you this. Moors take from this pamphlet a previous value in understanding and knowledge of the free national government being incorporated. Yes, I said that under the Hurd Smith revised states of the state of Illinois, as in, follow me, Moors, ecclesiastical body, politic, and corporate. I'm talking about the Moorish Science Temple of America. I ain't talking about what nobody else talking about. The Vatican State was incorporated under these particular act as well since 1929. In this basic pamphlet is a very basic concept of the Moorish Science Temple of America. This book is written to the best of my knowledge, and this is what the author is saying. This is what the sheet's saying. If there are corrections that need to be made, then please share your opinions with me. Enjoy Islam, and that's what the brothers are saying. Like I said, I get with you can't rewrite that what the prophet said. All you can do is give it to the people, and that's why I like from this aspect, because I decipher now, and I'm a researcher. So this aspect is right. So let's finish. Definition of the state. Let's begin to explain the definition of a state. A state is a people permanently occupying a fixed territory, bound together by common law, habits, and customs into one body politic, exercising through the medium of an organized government, independent sovereignty, and control over all persons and things within the boundaries capable of making war and peace, and of entering into international relations with other communities of the globe. Come on, man. If you hear what I'm saying, somebody say Islam, somebody say Ashe. Am I talking to myself? Talk to me, man. Talk to me. Come on, man. We should want this. A political unity. Concretely viewed, a state is a body politic possessing sovereignty. Any body politic possessing sovereignty is entitled to be called a state. Come on, man. I might as well stop because they know I ain't nobody talking. We just here. I guess we all agree. Come on, man. I challenge you to research. We don't have to argue. This ain't no conscious community. This ain't no Hebrew Israelites on the corner arguing with Europeans. We are Moorish Americans. We don't argue with nobody. We know who we are. And we help our brothers and sisters and follow humanity. We have a divine creed and nationality, family. This is serious. But this is a good characteristic to describe the Moorish Science Temple of America, family. The people described in this state will be described as the members of the Moorish Science Temple of America. By definition of state, the fixed territory for our state would be the northwest, southwest, northeast, and northwest of maximum. The common law habits would be focused toward our practices in Chapter 32 of the Hurd Smith Revised Status of the State of Illinois. Research this stuff. By definition of state, the charter, who would have independent sovereignty, in our state is the Holy Prophet Noble Drew Ali. That's it. Holy Prophet Noble Drew Ali is a true sovereign. Moorish Science Temple of America is a sovereign body. Body together. Ain't nobody sovereign by themselves. We are not sovereigns, but members of a sovereign body politic and corporate. You got to follow me, family. In comparison with the term state, let's now define the term body politic. If we can do this. Body politic. What is that, you may ask? Is defined as a social compact by which the whole people covenant with each citizen, and each citizen with the whole people, that all shall be governed by certain laws of the common good. Also a term applied to a municipal. Come on, my business people. I'm just giving you terms that we should know. That's why I said we got to know this stuff. Brothers talk about they study law, they study civics. No, you don't. You don't study nothing. You study YouTube. Your teacher ain't even a real, he don't study law. He just talking. A municipal corporation, school district, county or city, state or public association. When looking at the term government, we can see that the term has a connection with the term state, body politic, and body corporate. And we can understand the similarities of these particular terms. Follow me. Government derived from the Latin term Gubernaculus, Gubernaculums. If I'm pronunciation it wrong, oh well. Which is defined as the system of polity in a state, that form of fundamental rules and principles by which a nation or a state is governed. Polity, P-O-L-I-T-Y, is the form of government. Whether theocracy, federal, anarchy, etc., family, there are many forms of governments, but this particular form of government that the Moorish Science Temple of America is known as is the what? Theocracy. A theocracy is defined as government of a state by the immediate direction of God, or by the assumed direction of a what? Supposititious divinity, or the state of govern. So what are we governed by? As members of this body politic, we recognize the Creator God, Allah, right? Alone guides this divine and national movement. A theocratic entity differs from the form of a secular entity, family. Moors, Mooresses, Empresses, Moabites. The Moorish Science Temple of America is a divine and national movement that has a divine laws and holy laws that each member are told to uphold and preserve if they are to earn the name of the faithful as afforded by Act 7 of the Moorish Divine Constitution and bylaws. Right, Moors? Come on, somebody talk to me. Origin of state. The Moorish Science Temple of America was established as a religious corporation by filing the affidavit of organization, document 1010-5905, form 1099, recorded in the Recorder of Deeds office in the County of Cook, State of Illinois, on August 1st, 1928 AD at 2:52 p.m. At that time, through the affidavit, Holy Prophet Noble Drew Ali gave birth to a free national government as an ecclesiastical body politic and corporate under the revised status of the state of Illinois, chapter 36, section 36. Now check out the science, family. When we talk about science, July 20th, 1928 was on the third day in the beginning of a new moon during the sign of Virgo. August 1st, 1928 was the day of a full moon. Was it coincidence that on July 20th, 1928 AD, family, the Holy Prophet held a meeting, had the affidavit notarized and recorded the affidavit on August 1st, 1928 AD at 2:52 p.m.? Moors, follow me. We're here to build bridges, not walls. The Hurd Smith Revised Status, Chapter 32, an act concerning corporations, Section 36, Religious Corporations Act, played a huge origin on establishing the Moorish Science Temple of America as an ecclesiastical body politic and corporate. How can any subordinate temple of the Moorish Science Temple of America not operate under the Hurd Smith Revised Status, Chapter 32, Section 36? Because this act clearly states that any church, congregation, or society formed for purpose of religious worship may become incorporated in the matter following by, listen to me, not electing, get electing out your head, appointing. And I'm going to show you emphasis why Noble Drew Ali made it so point on saying appointing, not electing. Appointing according to its usage or customs at any meeting held for that purpose, 2 or more trustees, warden, or vestrymen, or such officers whose powers and duties are similar to those of trustees, as shall be agreeable to the usage and customs, rules, or regulations of such congregation, church, or society, and may adapt a corporate name upon the filing of an affidavit as hereinafter, provided it shall be and remain a body politic and corporate by the name so adopted. Come on, man, y'all got to rock with me. So as you see, Moors, when you study this Religious Corporation Act, the source, the PA 81-1509. So as you can see, family, when you study the Religious Corporation Act and glance at the affidavit of organization, which is the original form, number 1099, you will see Noble Drew Ali followed the substantial form of the revised statute and then expressively organized a ecclesiastical body politic and corporate. You see how smart the brother was? Known as the Moorish Science Temple of America, by that name so adopted. Are you following me, Moors? Are you using your hippocampus, or are you just arguing? This simple pamphlet, what I'm giving you, will end all the confusion and foolishness of those who say the prophet did not establish a nation state. Fools. I know many conspirators' hearts are beating hard. Like, come on, Mo, what you saying, Brother Elbay? So I'm going to speed the pace up. Many people might ask, how was this body politic and corporate duly established? And the answer is by filing in the county of Cook, recorder of deeds office, an affidavit substantially expressed by the Holy Prophet Noble Drew Ali, himself being a presiding officer. He sworn that the meeting of the members was held. He stated facts of our power and authority and having the sheiks duly appointed, anointed, and consecrated. This instrument is well known as our authority, but it is really titled the Affidavit of Organization, Moors. That's what I'm talking about, navigating. Your sheik should be showing you how to navigate. By definition, an organization can include a wide range of entities. When I make a circle and I say, okay, here go the Moorish Science Temple, off of that you can have entities. When you, come on, man, I know y'all know what I'm saying, but let's finish. Organization is defined as a corporation, government, or governmental subdivisions, or agency, trust, estate, partnership, or association, 2 or more persons having a joint interest, or any other legal or commercial entity. So let's go a little deeper, Moors. In order to organize an ecclesiastical body politic and corporate, at that time, a church, society, or congregation pursuant to the laws of Heard Smith revised status of the state of Illinois, the affidavit had to file in the office of the recorder of deeds an affidavit substantially in the following form of the Heard's Religious Society Act of 1872, Chapter 32, Section 36, codified by the General Assembly as 805 ILCS 1110/36, from Chapter 32, Paragraph 165, Section 36, see below. State of Illinois, County, I do solemnly swear or affirm, as the case may be, that a meeting of the members of the here, insert your name, blah, 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 the person, blah, 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 blah. Such congregation, church, or society may change its name or make other amendment to its original affidavit of incorporation by passing a resolution. Such amendment in accordance with the rules and usage of such congregation, church, or society. Oh yeah, we coming back. Yeah, because we always have to log back on. Yep. Give me 1 second. Uh-huh. Oh, yeah. Okay. 1 second, family. We coming right back at you. We got to get it back on for you. All right. Here we go. 1 second, family. All right. We back. Oh, yeah. I told you, we going to teach today, man. That's what this is about. We're going to teach. Yes, exactly. Exactly. Okay, we back, family. All right, we back. I told you on Instagram, it goes off. So that was part one. But please log on my YouTube page. It's free. It's Kareem Goodman, man. Go on there. All the messages are gonna be on there, uploaded. So as we stopped off, I was giving you the affidavit. So now that we look at the substantial form of filing an affidavit, let's move forward to the affidavit of organization. As you can see, it's here, but I'm gonna read it to you on the other page. This is the actual document that he filed. So we got to get things right. When I say it, hey, a person can say all type of stuff, but I say it makes a difference going through the Moorish Science Temple of America. I say you just don't come with the cards. It come with all your paperwork, all your adoption papers, everything. I tell you, Moors, it come with more than just ID. And I got all my stuff in paperwork because I don't want it to get all wet. But go on there, watch the lectures, and I challenge my Moors. Research it. The real temple, we have tax ID number and everything. It ain't no reason to argue with what the Moorish Science Temple is or what it ain't from what somebody's saying. And they not even part of the Moorish Science Temple of America. So what it says, what this says, this is the revised statute the Holy Prophet Noble Drew Ali used to substantially draft out the affidavit of organization recorded in the County of Cook Record of Deeds Office. He swore this affidavit of organization to be himself signing as Drew Ali, but filing as Noble Drew Ali, ALLI. Take time to understand, Moors. He acted as a private person or private juridical in the form of two characters. He also appointed persons as sheiks. Appointed. So I'm going to explain that later. And also appointed a corporate name. There are many other significant details on this affidavit that I will point out later in the pamphlet. But the Moorish Science Temple of America, and I'm quoting this is what he filed. The Moorish Science Temple of America derived its power and authority from the great Quran of Muhammad to promulgate the faith and extend the learning and the truth of the great prophet of Allah in America. This is a very important statement on the affidavit because it shows that we are given a divine mission to propagate the faith of Muhammad in America. This particular Quran of Muhammad, also known as the Holy Quran of Mecca, is the divine instruction of the Holy Prophet Noble Drew Ali, passed down to all Moorish American children of all ages. Every Muslim is born and not made. Those who love this divine and national movement, founded by the founder Noble Drew Ali, will take heed to his divine words, because they are the spirit of truth within the highest plane of life, family. This Holy Quran of Mecca of the Moorish Science Temple of America is to teach man how to redeem himself from his sinful ways and bring him back to his original state of consciousness before he lost his vast estate, Moors. Come on. Before he lost his vast estate.